Hello, everybody. It's Max with Crypto Talk Now. I thought I'd give you guys another Jasmy update. This is an update that's just brief, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I want to give a shout out to this guy who is a community member of ours here at CTN, and you can follow him at MagruderD12. Check out what he put right here. Jasmy's absolutely getting ripped, but still the trading activity is 99%. Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a moment. CZ Binance, US holders know this project has real life utility and doesn't deserve to be in the innovation group. And I would totally agree with that. Look what's posted here. Trading activity 99.2% buy, 0.8% sell. Even despite everything that's recently happened, those are some staggering numbers to say the least. And if anything, the volume is tremendously up. Now, how about this for size? And shout out to JB. We do follow him. We've covered quite a bit of, some of his deep dives and so on. He states what real progress actually looks like. Blow this up a little bit. Here's the booth. It's a little bit of what's there. I'm glad that, he reinterpreted this. If anything, I'll try to blow this up a little bit more. So, written over where it was in Japanese, basically says Web3 service, community currency. Says points, referring to stablecoin, regional points, sales points, consume within the region, regional coin, digital money, charge. Look how it's all broken down. Japan goes from delivery possible to DD coin. Well, it's stable coin, but just worded different right there. To Jasmy coin. 1 yen equals 1 coin fixed stable coin. Exchange conditions for expiration points, etc. by smart contract. Exchange between regional coins and restrictions are also possible. Implementation results, Sagantosu fan token. All right. I'll show you guys that. There's a little bit more in regards to this. Yeah, there is. So on this one, mechanism of Jasmy secure PC using a blockchain. Again, this is just, the English interpretation from the actual booth over there in the Tokyo blockchain conference. Jasmy platform, blockchain on the 18th. I mean, I know I zoomed in, so it's kind of smudged. With this, log data such as a PC operation records are collected by Jasmy server, hashing, anonymization, consortium type, right to blockchain and store safely. The user can check these data via the management screen of Secure PC. Cool stuff. I think there's a little bit more from JB. Yeah, let's blow this up a little more. Maximize your potential. Traceability system, carbon credit. Continuous evaluation management by senior information and AI. From production to sales, inventory, disposal, recycling, efficient production, procurement by sharing product status with participants. Simplification. Excuse me. Been reading a lot today. Certificates and back office operations through smart contracts. Achievements: Natural Capital Credit Consortium, Kyushu University. All right. And I think that concludes that. Now this lady, I want to show you guys this. She is a lady that I've been following all of a sudden because she obviously covers Jasmine because she's actually there live at the event. She's the one who's at the booth. So she posted this. Hello, Jasmine fans overseas. I'm in charge of the presentation of the Web3 solution at Jasmine's booth. We're introducing Jasmine's blockchain technology. The inside of the booth is like this. I'll share it. I don't have the particular tweet, but I did earlier last night send her a tweet. I don't know if she read it. Basically saying on behalf of the entire Jasmine community, could we get an interview, a live interview with Hara, even if it's in Japanese. And if anything, you know, let's face it, we would like to see that. So I just thought I'd throw that out. And yeah, let's go ahead and play this. Here we go. All right, nice to be able to share that with you guys. Let's share you a little bit more of what we have and jump right into that. All right, so this is from Mizuki Hoshino, and she states, "Thank you for a lot of reactions, friends of Jasmy fans overseas. My name is Mizuki. We are presenting Jasmy's technology at Blockchain Expo of Tokyo. Big site. We are introducing concerning type web solution, Jasmy Secure PC. Was hard to understand. I'll put a picture of the booth panel. I wish I could read it. All right. So we're going to blow this up. And, kind of like the interpretation you just saw earlier, right? But anything, she took some pictures. Pretty cool. I'm going to get more into this. A little bit more. A little bit more right here. And let's see, a little bit more right here. As you can see, the secure PC from the booth. A little bit more in regards to that. And then on top of that, check this out. Gives you some info about the Jasmy personal data locker. It's all in Japanese. A little bit more right there. I mean, at least they're trying to showcase some of this stuff is the bottom line. All right. On top of that, I think I got a little bit more. Scroll down to this. She states, Jasmy fans, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you how the booth is doing well. This is a flyer distributed by the staff. It is an online storage platform called Jasmy Personal Data Locker. I hope it will be conveyed. So I imagine that, this is some of the brochures that you see right here. Now a little bit more in regards to that. So, appreciate the footage. I think there's a little bit more that she has, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. So there's some of that. I think we share some of this. Obviously the video. I'm gonna show you guys some of the pictures. So just a little bit more, from the actual booth. You gotta keep in mind, I think this might be wrapping up today because they're a day ahead. It might have been technically yesterday with the time difference. But, for instance, you see, obviously Sony VAIO laptop. This is a pretty big booth. It's not like they just had some little piddly thing. A little bit more. There she is, Mizuki. All right. And on the interpretation on some of this, she states, last day of Blockchain Expo, according to the interpretation. After all the people are amazing on the last day, the Jasmy booth is also exciting. I will complete the presentation until the end. I've been surprised since this morning with so many comments from overseas. All right. So there's that. Scroll to this one. Let's get an interpretation. She states, when she left the venue, she was surprised to find that the ground was wet. It must have been raining. I wonder if tomorrow will be okay. Let's soak in the bathtub slowly today and prepare for tomorrow. Thank you all for your hard work today. So not too bad. Let's see if we can get some more interpretation. Blockchain Expo Day 2 ended successfully. Oh, that's right. We already read that. Okay. And then on top of that, we might have a tad bit more. Yeah, there is. This is pretty cool. Translate this. Nextech Week Spring 2023 Blockchain Expo. We are giving Presentation 7 times a day at the Jasmy Co. Limited booth. The solutions are amazing. She gives presentations, basically speaking, every time with the feeling that her spine will grow. She doesn't know where to go for rest because the big site is so big. I end up in the backyard all the time. Let's soak in the bathtub and heal. Tired the first day. Do her best tomorrow. It's basically wrapped up though. Other angles from the booth. There's a little bit more. I guess that's her behind the scenes. And of course, she took that picture about the Nextech Week 2023, which features AI, quantum computing, blockchain expo, and human resource development. All right, there might be a tad bit more. Let's see. Yeah, there is. Just take a look at some more of the different angles from the booth. Obviously, Sagan Tosu fan token on the screen, the big screen. A little bit more from this lady. Of course, we've seen this picture before. She's holding up the brochure for the Jasmy Secure PC. That's cool stuff in itself. And all right, so that's just kind of, I guess, a little bit more of either her friend or something like that. Let's jump back to a little bit more of what we have. I think that might just be about it. Hold on. Let's see, we have a tad bit more. No, this is just her eating some stuff. That looks pretty good, actually. All right, so she did share just a tad bit more. So let's take a look at some of this. This is literally posted like 5 minutes ago. It says the Blockchain Expo ended today, and the Jasmy booth was also a success. At Jasmy's booth, we were giving customers a special tumbler as a gift. Thank you for a lot of the reactions from overseas friends. I'm glad that I was able to send Jasmy's information from Japan. I hope that many people will know about Jasmy's consortium type Web3 service solution, which is Jasmy Secure PC. Here she is in front of the Jasmy Secure PC demo screen. On top of that, a little bit more of what you have here from some people at the event. Pictures of these mugs, tumblers, whatever you want to call it. All right, cool stuff. This is a good question. Shout out to Dip Metaverse. Hara, CFO, Jasmy Management, can you sell the mugs/tumblers, cups on the Jasmy website? You have any clothing on the Jasmy site that you can create and sell as well? So, good stuff. I want to jump over to this, and this comes from Brian. You can follow him at WC3068. Always has great deep dives and outlines, research. We always appreciate his content, and his comments for that matter, too. All right, check this out. So, he reported this yesterday, May 11th, 9:35 p.m. my time. So, it's still pretty fresh. Technically speaking, I mean, that would be like 6 or 7 hours ago. He says, fair question at mass activation. All right, you can follow this guy who originally posted this. He says he spent more time researching concerns over the past 1.5 years than bullish speculation. Jasmy Coin is a small fraction of the ecosystem they are building, in reference to an overall checklist, which is why it isn't the #1 topic of discussion by Jasmy. If anything, I'll blow this up a little bit more. There we go. Like most other crypto companies. However, it is very crucial utility, like he says. It is used primarily for companies and users to access the data marketplace through staking and for businesses to spend when purchasing data. Somebody mentioned, is Jasmy similar to Arweave? You got to keep in mind, Arweave has unlimited data storage. And on top of that, Arweave is a proof of work consensus, where, for instance, with Jasmy, that is not the case. Jasmy is more focused on, personal data, not unlimited data. The simplest way to interpret how Jasmy Coin works is that it activates the entire ecosystem and keeps it running like oil in a car built for the 21st century, so to speak. AI then refines that metaphorical oil into platinum data. further increasing the trading price of Jasmy based on expectations of a continuous increase in the future value of that platinum data collected from individuals and businesses through IoT devices and sensors. That's just his interpretation from their materials and price to data value ratio, which is PDR. Jasmy Coin was also on their wall in the booth when describing part of the ecosystem, as seen in the first picture, which should help answer your immediate question. And of course, we saw that he did do the interpretation in regards to that. The rest of this is just general statement of two concerns he's seen. The value of Jasmy is designed to reflect the value of data being purchased on its data marketplace. It's not something they can do without. This year in quarter four, when Hara said they would be connecting Jasmy to the value exchange, but do not expect a quick development process, this is a world first concept that is just starting to go live. And I think, if anything, they're showing that to the people of at least Tokyo or Japan in general at the booth. Also, the designer of Jasmy is a renowned former Sony designer in Japan, and he's the creator of the PlayStation logo. From all the info that he's gathered or found on the Jasmy team members, he's aware of and the connections / experience they all have, it's very apparent that this is a very serious and important project. However, that is purely his opinion based on a few thousand hours of research since 2021. So, I mean, he has definitely seen the good times and the bad, probably more than we have. Just throwing that out there. I mean, if he's seen it as high as $4.50 and where we're at now, you can imagine, if he still held on to the belief and, through research that this is still solid, he had all the reason in the world to get out of Jasmy a long time ago. Just going to throw that out there. He knows that there are a lot of rumors by non-Japanese Twitter accounts claiming Jasmy Coin isn't really a part of Jasmy for various reasons, but that is completely false. Anyone who actually dives deep in research, as well as anyone who can speak and read Japanese, can easily see that Jasmy is the work of Ando, Sato, and the rest of the team, contractors, etc. They have a lot of conviction in the team working on this project, given the market cycles that they have navigated in their careers, and setbacks will always happen. While we don't have any shareholder or governance rights, he does believe that the community of Jasmy supporters deserve a more personal approach to social media relations and a clear path ahead explained by the management who is now fully in control of the company through MBO as opposed to BWE. And in that emergency press conference the other night, Mr. Hara did specifically mention a little bit about that MBO. Anyway, just to mention one other thing in regards to concerns that the notice on their website means that they didn't create Jasmy Coin. That's not what he's saying. The translation is rough and only a warning to JP investors. Lastly, there are a lot of Japanese investors in Jasmy, and you can reach out to them as well. He said Hyde Power 7 is his oldest friend in Japan through Jasmy Twitter and lives in Hokkaido. And Level 8 is one of his newer friends in Japan who also does a lot of research. They both frequently communicate with overseas Jasmy investors, or GMY investors, I think it means the same thing, and are kind people. Give them a follow. I did give them a follow. If you're new, just start with searching Twitter under this, which basically means Jasmy, or just, like myself, I'm probably going to use, $JMY. Here's some examples. We shared this before, on the interpretation from the booth. As you can see, Jasmy of blockchain technology, examples of introduction partner companies. A little bit more of the interpretation pointing to some of this stuff at the actual live booth. Some of what you see here in regards to Imagine, a patent application, and so on. So at the end of the day, just wanted to share some of this with you guys. And, it comes from this original posting from Mass Activation where he says, Brian, do you believe this coin is still a critical component of these different products in development, or could it be falling by the wayside and is less of a necessity? This is something I still struggle to get a confident handle on. Would appreciate any guidance you could offer. Thanks. So there's that. And I definitely wanted to show that with you guys. I also want to show you this real quick. And it's not the perfect picture. And, like somebody says, Looks like, somebody with a, why does this look like, it was taken with a potato or something? As far as the quality, it says, Jasmy, and shout out to IC Amphibian. I mean, he always has great content. But he says, easy operation and easy to use. Jasmy Sony from today's Expo. Thank you, level 8. I mean, and it shows, of course, their brochures, but right next to it is Sony. I mean, of course, everybody wants a more clear picture. But there's that. I showed you guys some of this stuff, obviously. I'll play just a quick, about 2 to 3 minutes of this in regards to some live footage, because some of you guys requested I want to see some live footage from a live breathing person from Jasmy. Everybody wants the one of Hara. Don't have that yet. Hopefully you can get that soon. But this is from Mr. Kazumasu Sato of Jasmy. So let's take a look into this. I could play the whole thing. You're more than welcome to watch the entire thing, and I'll put it in the description if you want to watch its entirety. Here we go. About roughly 3 minutes we'll play.
それではお時間となりましたので、ジャスミー株式会社代表取締役佐藤和正様によるテーマ講演、ブロックチェーンと IoT で世界が変わると題しましてお話を伺ってまいりたいと思います。佐藤様、本日はどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。皆さんこんにちは。ただいまご紹介に預かりましたジャスミーの佐藤和正です。大変大それた題でお話しさせていただくようになりそうですが、実際はですね、私ども志だけは高い、思いは強い会社だと自負しております。ぜひその部分を今日皆さんと共有できればと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたします。では、最初にですね、ジャスミーの会社の紹介をさせていただきたいと思うんですが、ベースは、ソニーの OB が中心なんですけれども、今は、結構ないろんな会社の方から、ご賛同いただいて、まだまだ小さいですけれども、何十人かのメンバーで、活動しているような会社になっております。大きなテーマはやはり IoT と分散技術というところにありますが、その背景を今日お話ししたいと思います。最初に、このお話から差し上げたいと思います。昨今 Web3 と言いますと、もう皆さんどなたもよくご存知だと思いますが、私が、最初にですね Web3 で、揶揄された方っていうのはこの方じゃないかと思うんですけれども、イーロン・マスクが昨年の12月にですね、いや Web3 なんて見たことないよと、本当に来るのというような議論をふっかけました。もちろん、イーロン・マスクがまさか Web3 なんてないと思っているわけではなくて、いろんな方々がいろんな解釈で Web3 を使われるので、いやその実態って何というふうに言われたのが元ではないかというのが、私の Web3 の、最初のですね、イーロン・マスクのこの揶揄した言葉の理解になります。先ほど来、私がイーロン・マスクを出したのはですね、時として、流行り言葉が本質を曇らせるというのを、インターネットの世界をずっと私生きてきましたので、実感しているんです。例えば、皆さん、まだまだ、幼い時だったかもしれませんけれども、マルチメディアという言葉が。
All right, so I mean, again, you guys can watch the whole thing later on if you choose to do so. It was interesting that he's quoting Elon Musk, but of course we'll have to watch a little bit more in regards to that to kind of make sense of it, basically speaking. All right, guys, so basically that is it in regards to today's brief update for Jasmy. At the end of the day, it's the research that counts and the innovations that they have moving forward. The way I look at it is, why go through all the bother of showing up to Hong Kong, Tokyo, creating all these new partnerships if they don't truly have the innovation? Like you also saw in the other previous video, that metaverse project on the Jasmy grants program, some people feel as though that it could be manipulation by CZ of Binance. You never know what's going on at the end of the day and the reasons for it. But my thing is this: I've always stated that I felt as though that Jasmine was one of those ones that had one of the best risk to reward ratios. But understand this, anything that has a high risk to reward ratio is just that. It's a lot more riskier compared to other projects, like what I would refer to as Filecoin, the Coca-Cola crypto, the highest average reward with the lowest risk. So at the end of the day, we should all do more of our own research. And if, of course, Jasmine is for you, it is. If it isn't, then saying goes, you got to move on. But for me, I'm looking to add more to my position. That's just what I'm personally doing. It's not financial advice. Thanks again for watching today's video in regards to Jasmine. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We'll see you on the next one.